Hello, everyone. Welcome to my first ever episode of Random Interviews, where I just pick a random person and interview them. This is totally a brand new series of mine. So if you want to be in, just comment down below. Yeah. Um. So today, for our first ever episode, we got the he used to be a tennis ball. He's in my bonus matchup in my YB. Perhaps, maybe, who knows? Maybe he's still in. Who knows? He's the one who has multiple channels still ongoing, and also basically he's basically a very good friend of mine. We have Tennis Ball Productions.
Hello.
So Tennis Ball Productions. How does it feel to have two channels at once, which are still ongoing, and have more on one of them than the other one?
Well, to be honest, it's not really actually, I moved channels, but I actually have two channels. My main channel, Tennis Ball Productions, and, I have my second channel. It's called, TBP Bonus. That's basically, where I post, whatever content, whatever I want. Sure, I don't post as often on there anymore, but I don't know, it feels
No,
kind of, strange. You're managing, two channels at once. It's like bouncing, a seesaw or something.
well, when I looked you up, which I can still do. I see two channels. One is Tennis Ball Productions, which has 95 subscribers, which has a weird profile pic, and Tennis Ball Productions, which is your video, which is your channel, which has 25 subscribers.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I have to move channels because, one of my family members wanted that account back, so I gave him the account back, but they haven't done anything with it. But I still moved channels, and I'm comfortable with my change, in my opinion.
Sure, I can interview you next. Anyways, so Tennis Bar Productions. How did you see the CBB community? Like, who was the first CBB community member that you saw, and
Well,
how did you see them?
it's kind of a rough history. So back in 2020, when I was still getting into cartoon beatbox battles, and now I'm kind of mixed on cartoon beatbox battles, I discovered this fan-made cartoon beatbox battles from Donkey Cheese, which most of you don't remember because it's been taken down. So it's called the lead video was called Cartoon Beatbox Battles Fan Made Sans versus Ness, and trust me, it was garbage, but still. But so ever since then, I've been watching Donkey Cheese ever since. But then I discovered more members. Like when his YBB came out, I discovered more members of the community, like Vanny on 10, which I don't watch, Ali Mohammedani, which I still watch, and Hydro Animates, and probably CSA and Luigi Fan. Pretty much anyone Donkey Cheese's season one of his YBB. But ever since then, I've been discovering more CB community members thanks to Hydro and something. So that's pretty much it.
When did you get to know me?
So it all began on one of the Beatbox King's live streams, but now he can't do live streams anymore, which makes me sad.
Oh
This is
yeah.
why. So basically, how I met you was you two were arguing in the stream, and that's how I met you. So I looked up your name on YouTube, Lawrence Rube, or however you pronounce it, and I saw your content and I thought it was alright. And then I discovered you on Discord and we became friends ever since.
How does it feel to know that you've been known for the constant profile pic name? Like first it was Hydro's account, and then it became a tennis ball account, then it became what it is known today.
So here's a little history. So back then, I wanted to create a YouTube channel because, I thought it would make me look cool. So basically, I used to be called Tennis Bros Productions on my old account. Only a few people know that. Only a few people. But It's a very like it's like a fossil you find in like Indiana Jones or something. So
All right.
basically, I upload movie clips that were copyright, full of copyright material. So I deleted them and decided to do beatboxing next. So I decided to join this YouTuber called Mario Teetsworth or Mario T, and but I got removed because they thought I'd delete my channel, but no, because my mom told me to renew my channel and only keep my main videos, so I did that. But my channel was still there. But then I realized, wow, Tennis Bros Productions sounds stupid, so I renamed it to Tennis Ball Productions. And I'm like, man, I gotta get used to this change. But then I got used to it, and now I'm known as Tennis Ball Productions. So ever since then, so one time when I was good old Tennis Bros Productions, I decided to be a troll on Hydro's stream, which I'm no longer anymore because I've learned my lesson. I used to fake being Extreme Sonic 1 and Hydro Animates, and it told me to stop, and I'm like, alright, I'll stop. But heck, even the meme guy made fun of it, and in his beatbox against me, he's like, maybe you should switch your profile and stop stealing from Hydro. Like you're the one to talk. Every time you make an announcement, you steal a meme without giving credit. That's basically TBP community. Every time they have an announcement, they just say it in the title and just play a random clip.
Yeah, I don't do that. But anyways, how does it feel for the hate for you quickly just disappeared, just that fast, like it was a snap, like it's no longer there, or
Well, back then, I was hated because, I was just kind of a troll. But I kind of just, like, I don't know, improved my content. Like, I kind of just cooled off and started trying more. I think the point when I started, like, trying a lot more was when the first episode of Rip Off Beatbox Bells came out. Because, back then, I wanted to do something interesting. So guess what? Old me, I've always wanted to start drama. Because, I was a piece of garbage back then. Because, I was new to this YouTube thing. Even though I was watching, like, YouTube for years. And guess what? It just got me in more drama. Because, now I realize what I did was wrong. But I think when I stopped doing that was when Hatman was watching auditions for a YBB and he watched mine and he gave me a 2 out of 10. I'm like, okay, fair constructive criticism. He didn't really like it. And he made me want to improve ever since. I mean, my beatboxing was never really good until, my beatbox against Sonigi. If you saw that video, trust me, I never thought my beatboxing was good. The only thing that really carried it was the remix. But my favorite beatbox I ever made was probably my beatbox against Sonigi, which you can go see now, and my beatbox against 8 Animations, which is a secret to most people.
what was your reaction when you saw your first ever win?
Okay, so I want to join YBBs because, so basically, Sniper let me in his YBB because, I was in Supersonic's YBB at the time. So we became tight friends ever since. And I joined this YBB and he told my opponent was the meme guy. I'm like, who's the meme guy? And he's like, well, he's this YouTuber. So I looked at his channel. I honestly didn't care. So I just thought, well, if I just do a normal beat, it'll just be stupid. So I decided to go remix a song. It's from Imagine Dragons. It's called Thunder. I think you guys heard of it, right?
Yeah, I heard of that.
So basically, I remixed it, and it was garbage. Sure, the remix was good, but I thought the lyrics were garbage. They made no sense. I didn't even roast him, and I kind of plagiarized the song because I said, I am lightning and thunder, which was said in the song, so it's basically plagiarism.
I mean,
So,
not really.
I mean, kind of is, but anyways. So ever since that loss, I mean, I was fine with it. It's pretty much what I expect from a first YBB. But then this YouTuber, Stick Person, right?
Yeah.
So basically, he invited me to his YBB, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I want to go up against that guy. And he's like, which one? And I'm like, Dark Horse. He looks like a hard opponent. I think I can get a second chance. And I told him I have a Stickman OC now. Because, that's when I started to get, like, more original and decided to switch my OC. So basically, I joined this YBB, and I felt like, You know the song by Katy Perry called Dark Horse? The
Yeah.
YouTuber was called Dark Horse, so I want to remix Dark Horse because, that'd be kind of funny because people would be like, oh yeah, the YouTuber's called Dark Horse and he remixed Dark Horse. How convenient. So I remixed it and everyone loved it. Trust me, that beatbox, like, carried my career. Like, it's why I'm here right now. So, as much as, Sticky does some stupid things, I just want to say thank you for like carrying my career. So that was my first win, and I was fine with it. Like I treated it normally, but then Dark Horse was being biased and said, "Oh, I should have won against this minor," and he framed me for using alts. And I'm like, "I didn't use alts, dude. You were the one using alts." So ever since then, people loved me ever since, and I only lost once still. And
All right
for
then.
wait, I'm not done talking yet.
Oh,
And I've
sorry.
quit
Go
a
ahead.
few. It's fine. And guess what? My second win was against Delboy in SUYBB. So I basically want to remix, Lady Gaga and Bad Romance. So basically, I had this list written down for songs I want to remix. So basically, I remixed Bad Romance, and everyone loved it still. And I won against Delboy. Listen, that's an accomplishment for most people, newbies at least. All right, let me give some advice to like newcomers and YBBs. If you want to make a good beatbox, here's some advice. Try to think of some good rows. Actually, like try go into their content and like go into it and watch their content and think about what you should criticize and roast about their content. And like get a good flow as well. And try to add like backing visuals. I mean like backing vocals as well. They always sound cool. I recommend using BandLab mainly. I mean, that's the first time I ever used BandLab was my beatbox against Sonic, which you go see on my main channel, link in the description. No, I'm just kidding. It's not in the link in the description, or is it?
Nope.
Uh,
Nope. Not a single bit. None of this is going to happen on. None of this description stuff is going to happen.
oh
I mean,
man. I mean, that's what I pretty much have to say at least. That's all I have to say about the whole
maybe
thing.
maybe you can link your channel. I mean, what? Or maybe
All right.
comment so people, and I can pin
Just
it so
say the
people can
next
do it
question.
too.
Say the next
Okay.
question.
So, how does it feel to be known to quickly grow as a YouTuber?
So at first I was like, posting movie clips and it got me some views, like over 500, but I wasn't getting any subscribers. So I was like, what if I join YBBs? That'll give me some attention. And and ever since then I've been growing faster and faster. But I've been slowly growing ever since I joined Snipers YBB. But the part is still Stick Person is the reason why I'm up here and my beatboxing. I mean, I only do beatboxing for fun, but now it just kind of feels like a chore now. But
Uh,
my reaction to like getting this many subscribers, I'm like, wow, am I this popular in the community? I had no idea. And heck, people say I'm like the most underrated member in the CBB community, and I honestly disagree. I think Sniper Ultra is more underrated.
what's your thoughts on people just wanting popular people in their YB so they can gain more fame?
To be honest, I can't blame them because they kind of want people that are like red like YouTubers. They're like letting like people in because they know it'll get them the views. And they only like allow one or two newcomers instead of like a whole new cast because it'll get them the views. And I'm like, well, at least give some people a shot. I mean, just sure you can have like
Bye, Pyro.
sorry, it was my mom.
What's up?
So back to what I was saying. So I was like just like I'm fine with you like adding like popular YouTubers, but not to the point where it like corrupts like takes over most of your cast. At least like give 4 or 5 people a chance at least, because the maximum competitors for YBBs is at least 16. So
Yeah.
everyone who's screening YBB, that's really popular, like Red Moxie. Just at least give someone a chance. You gave Omega Man a chance, but at least give more people chances, please.
What's your thoughts on the situation with what Super Sam did?
What Super Saiyan do?
I'll put it in the private chat. Hold on. So this is what Super Sam did.
I've never heard of the Super Saiyan drama.
Yeah.
So can we just not avoid like any drama
Okay.
situations
I'll just let you know what happened.
later?
Well, I'm still gonna let you know what happened with Super Sam, and he got kicked out of every single thing he's in because of what he did, and everyone wants respect. So it's in the private chat right now. Want to go see?
Oh,
That's why.
okay. Well, I think it's kind of wrong to like lie because it kind of makes you look like a bad person because well, you understand like lying isn't a good thing. It can make you like lose your respect for other people or like it'll make you think it like gets into your head basically, and you
Yeah.
think you can get away with like a lot of things if you keep lying. Like I've experienced it before. I mean, sure, sometimes you have to lie to get out of situations, but I think it's best if you like be honest, okay? It's best to be honest, kids, all right?
Yeah. But that's the whole Super Sam situation. Just he got kicked out of every single thing and lost everyone's respect. Like he got kicked out of Soars YB 1.5 YBB. He got kicked out of NBO. I think he got kicked out of CSA YBB. I'm not sure, but he got kicked out of every single YBB. He's kicked out of HYB rejects because of what he did, and everyone just lost respect with him.
Okay. So what's the next question, bro?
Um, what made you think of doing pointless broadcasts, anyways?
Well,
Like,
pointless
what
pod.
inspired you?
Well, I've always wanted to like make content that can basically appeal to anyone. Like, I make joke content basically. And I want to make like content that everyone can like. Like, I try to do like, funny content and also like content that fun for the whole family and some not for kids. And I want to do educational content as well, but something that everyone can enjoy. Like I plan on like doing Animax on my second channel, but hey, it depends. So I want to do pointless podcasts because I feel like streams never really felt like streams in my opinion. They felt like more like public podcasts anyone can join. So I came up with the idea called Pointless Podcast. So I posted the first episode on my original channel, which is now Lost Media, and I'm the only one who has the files to it. Well, only episode 1 at least. And basically, the only person who really joined was Ryan. And that's how Pointless Podcast started out. And heck, it's the reason why I made so many friends. Like, it's how I made friends with Ryan, and I also made friends with this YouTuber called Blue798. You probably heard of him at least on my podcast.
Not really. I haven't kept up with your podcasts. Actually, I just watch your. I'm just watching your one again with Chris.
All
Maybe
right,
it might
all
be
right.
might be in a later
Anyway,
podcast. Might be in later interview. I mean, anyways. So, how does it feel to wait? What's your thoughts on the situation with the FNAF King 1000? Like, what was your thoughts when you heard that one?
I didn't hear it.
Oh,
Look,
cool. And
I'm sorry, but can we not like talk about any situations with like drama or anything?
no,
We'll just,
my bad, my bad.
it's
I know.
fine.
What
Anyways,
was okay? What was your first impression of me when you first met me? Like,
I felt like you were like I thought you were a really chill guy who isn't afraid to be honest, and I still think you are. I think you're a really nice guy most of the time.
thanks. Okay. Need to think of more questions. What was the first ever series that you saw on my channel? and you started to find interest in it?
Well, I mainly watch your beatboxes, but then I casually watch your YBB from time to time. Maybe I'll watch your character elimination series at one point.
Also, I
But
have
it's mainly
UBB.
yeah, I did watch your YBB a little bit.
No, UBB, unoriginal beatbox battles.
No, I haven't watched that yet, but I'll think about it after this podcast.
I have only 2 episodes out, and episode 3 might come very soon. Sorry.
All right, next question, please.
Um, what's your thoughts on being in a bonus episode of my YBB when I asked you?
Well, I felt like, well, I don't really want to be in like the main series because I kind of didn't like want to be in the spotlight too much. Like back then, I really wanted to be in the spotlight, but I'm just kind of like I just talk whenever I want to talk, to be honest. But I only wanted to be in a bonus because I didn't want to like make multiple beatboxes because I kind of want do one big show, like one big impression on a lots of people instead of doing like four. I kind of want to like do it as a one-time thing, basically.
Do
But when
you
you told
still
me,
want to? As a follow up question, when you finish, do you still want to be in the bonus? So continue on.
I'll think about it. All right, it's not a no, but I'll think about it. And you are a very patient guy, so I'll let you know my opinion. All right.
All right. I mean, you have your beatbox done. It's just I'm waiting for the visuals. 'Cause
Don't
me
worry.
no do visuals good.
All right. Don't worry. I'll remaster my beatbox. I don't even like my original beatbox. You may like it, but I don't.
Eh, like I said in your pointless podcast. You just send it to me whenever you feel confident enough.
All right. Next question, please.
Um, how hot how well do you say your confidence is?
To be honest, I don't really have much confidence in myself. Even though I'm saying like my beatbox against Doughboy, whoa, about to get an easy win. Yeah, sure, about to get an easy win. I sound like I'm trying to say bow, but trust me, I don't really have much confidence in myself. Like I had a little confidence when I was facing the mean guy because of my remix, but it kind of just cost me the loss. Ever since I lost, I felt like okay, if I keep being cocky, it'll just like give me like less potential. So or like people will like if I keep having this much confidence, it might affect like my beatboxing. Like it might get worse, and people will like it no matter what. In my opinion, like I'll only remix a song and people will like it no matter what the lyrics are. And that kind of got to my head, but I started to improve ever since. So yeah.
All right then. What made you think that you should have been a stick figure instead of just being a tennis ball since that was your name?
Look, I know people say this all the time. Why aren't you a tennis ball? Your name is Tennis Ball Productions. If you were like a stick man with tennis ball hair, it would be called the stick man with tennis ball hair Productions. And I'm like, no, that'll be stupid. But ever since then, I felt like a tennis ball see felt like a little off. I kind of wanted to do something original, so I was drawing one day, and I an OC. So I just came up with it on my head, and that was creation of my old OC. His name is TBP, stands for the big. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say it.
Hey, okay. So, what's your thoughts on everyone that's in my YBB? Like each character or each
Um,
YouTuber, my bad.
they're all right. I mean, the only one I really watched, in my opinion, is probably the Beatbox King and Del Boy. Those are the ones I only really watch. I mean, I'm not a big
No,
fan.
I mean, I'm not talking about like the bonuses. I'm talking about the main series, like the main
Yeah,
seasons, like episode 1 through 8.
well, I'm not a big fan of, listen, I'm not a big fan of YBBs because, I feel like they're a little too, like, overhyped in my opinion. I mean, not saying.
Yeah.
I mean, overhype is kind of a bad thing. It can kind of get people like it's just like the more you overhype it, the more people will probably rush you, basically. So just don't overhype your YBB, please. Just
I don't overhype my YBBs, but I did hype everyone for my YBB episode 1 because as soon as I posted the link, everyone was like, "No way, no way."
So basically, my message is don't overhype your YBV. Don't basically overhype anything. Like I don't really want to like overhype like my ripoff beatbox battles because people will just get like more excited to watch it, and
I
basically
mean,
it'll kind of
I'm
get
overhyping
annoying.
myself to be honest, because I'm kind of excited because I kind of want to see what episode 2 is going to be.
But trust me, I'm gonna do. People will probably ask me if I'm gonna do a Christmas special because I didn't really do a Halloween or Thanksgiving special because I never had the time because of family and those holidays. But trust me, in December I'm gonna post a bonus episode of Rip Off Beatbox Battles. It's gonna be a Christmas episode. It's gonna take place in the North Pole, and you guys have to stay tuned. All right, stay tuned.
But okay, Tennis Bar Productions. Maybe have you considered making like a My Way or predictions to a YBB? And if so, which one and why?
You dare to ask me to do a prediction or my way? That's stupid. Listen, I understand people like to see their content, but I'm like, well, that's not really fun to make, in my opinion. Like, it's not really like fun to make, unlike my other content. Like, you're just like showing off who you think should have won and why in like a text box. If I was like to do a prediction or my way video, it would be like a full like 10-minute video. But prediction or my way videos aren't just like fun to make, in my opinion. Unlike like my other stuff, like I really enjoy making rip off beatbox battles and like the big clips. And I basically enjoy making everything I do on my channel. But if I like, you know, if like if people ask me to do like a predictions or my way video, I'm like, sorry, pal, it ain't gonna happen because like it's boring to do, and no one will really watch the video. And it kind of makes me look like I'm desperate for views, which I'm not. I mean, I used to be desperate, but now I'm not desperate. I'm just making fun things now.
Okay. What's your thoughts on people making predictions in my ways, or was that just your whole spiel about predictions in my ways?
I'm not a big fan of predictions or my ways. Like I watch them and I get bored out of my mind. Like I'm watching like renders just stand there until like one of them fades away and it cuts to another one. I'm like, who would watch this? This is boring. Like it looks so boring. It's like so boring to watch. Like it's no fun to watch.
Okay. What CGB beatbox did you utterly hated the most in round 1, in your opinion?
Well, it's a beatbox that baffles me, and I have no idea how to think about it. This is SpongeBob's beatbox in round one. It baffles me. Seriously, I have no idea how to think about it. Like it's so boring and bland. I think it's best. I mean, I'm kind of not a big fan of like cartoon beatbox battles anymore. But the one beatbox I really did not like was SpongeBob. Trust me, I was hiding it in myself to like this beatbox because people would like respect my opinion still. Because I don't think people would like respect my opinion. I would get like harassed or attacked for it. But here's the thing: if you like a certain thing that no one else really likes, like if you like DC Comics and they like Marvel, but they don't like DC Comics, don't let it get to you. Just like what you like, okay? Don't let people ruin your opinions. Trust me, it happens to me all the time. But now I'm a lot more critical now.
All right. What was your thoughts on Goofy's performance? Because everyone has different perfections on that performance. Myself, I
Uh,
honestly hated that one. Like it was the worst one in my opinion.
in my opinion, it baffles me as well. It's like, one of those have you ever seen like a beatbox that you have no that baffles you too much that you have no idea what to think about it?
Yeah, that's basically Goofy one for me because
Yeah, I have
all
no
the
idea
other
what to think
characters,
about
what they
it.
remix, it made sense to what they remix. It fitted their character. But Goofy
But
remix "Cleaning Out My Closet" by Eminem.
like it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't fit Goofy's character. But I will give him credit when credit is due. The part where he like plays the VHS or filmmaker thing, like
But
shows like all the high school flashbacks or like him playing sports. That was a good positive in my opinion.
but that's just it. Just still just baffles me why that was his performance. Like, like you wouldn't think Goofy would remix like something else, like or something would fit his character,
Yeah, like a Goofy song. Like it
or
doesn't
maybe um,
fit.
or maybe bring out or maybe sing a song from a Goofy movie.
Or like, how about you like sing a song from Tiny Tim? 'Cause, you know, it represents his like happy and goofy personality. Trust me, I love Tiny Tim. I recommend watching, like, listening to his music, especially "Living in the Sunlight."
And the fact is that his roast before his performance was funny as heck, but during his performance it was just what?
Uh,
What's this?
like, it basically it's giving me a migraine. Basically, that was a joke, guys. It's not actually giving me a migraine. Don't take it personally, okay?
I just
What's the next?
I just
What's the
I
next
just
question?
like still just just the roast though. Just wow, Patrick. Well, Goofy is he said that your face made him want to throw a rope, and it did. How do you feel about that? I don't know. Are you sure he's not throwing up because he's pregnant with SpongeBob's kid?
I mean, that doesn't really fit, like, Goofy's character. You know, I feel like he would be, like, if he should have had a bad roast, in my opinion. That would have made a lot more sense because, he's a little,
Yeah,
silly.
yeah, right. Not even your old baby would vote for you. Yes, he would. I mean,
I mean, that was kind of funny. That kind of got me, but I'm not a big fan of episode 4. Heck, it's probably one of the episodes I watched the least. Anyways, what's the next question?
what is your favorite CVB episode? Actually, I want to know.
Well, well, in my opinion, I feel like Cartoon Beatbox Battles is very inconsistent when it comes to like its presentation. Like you and remember episode 6, Black Panther versus Batman? Like, when Batman's like pose always changed, like his pose always changed, right?
Yeah.
But at least episode 1 was able to stay consistent with like Pennywise's design and Groot's design. Episode 11 is my favorite. Like I like, how like both beatboxes in like the same episode sound the same because basically like Pennywise and Groot's beatbox in episode 11 sound different because it fits with their characters, in my opinion. This is why Pennywise 2 is my favorite beatbox in the series because it's the most like scary beatbox. Like it fits his character, and Groot's is all like high energy and stuff because it fits his silly character.
What was your thoughts when you heard when you if you what's your opinion on Pennywise 2, and should it have been in round should have it been done in round 3 instead?
Trust me. I mean, I feel like Pennywise 2 kind of, baffles people for how out of place it feels, but in my opinion, it fits perfectly. But for it would if it was, it would if it was free, it would feel kind of like off. Like if you put like any beatbox and well if you switch like round 2, Patrick's third second round beatbox with his like third round beatbox in round 2. That'll just kind of feel like off. Because these beatboxes have a certain amount of charm that actually feels like they fit in for that certain round. So I don't really think that way, in my opinion. Um so Do you have another question or no? Lawrence,
Yeah. Hello.
are you alright?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's the next question?
Who did you thought won in each episode of CDB? I kind of want to know.
Well, in
And
episode
you're
1, I thought Mickey Mouse would have won because, growing up, I loved Mickey Mouse and SpongeBob. Trust me, they were my childhood. I used to watch SpongeBob all the time on Nickelodeon. Like any other show that came on, like Sam and Cat or like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would just click off the channel and wait to watch SpongeBob. But Mickey Mouse was different. Like my childhood show when I was like a toddler was the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But I don't. But now I just kind of think it's I mean, it's not a bad show. I mean, it's a show made for babies. But the 2013 Mickey Mouse shorts are great. So it was kind of tough choosing who I thought won. I mean, they were both basically my childhood. But I thought Mickey won. It was a lot more catchier. But the reason why I thought SpongeBob lost because it kind of baffles me. So in episode 2, Pikachu versus Groot. I never really watched the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but I did watch Infinity War and Endgame. But I had a passing addiction into Pokemon most of the time. And when I watched Pikachu versus Groot, I was kind of into Pokemon, so I thought Pikachu won. And I kind of thought, I mean, it's hard to choose a winner for Pikachu versus Groot because, they're basically the same.
As much as I love Pokemon, I honestly did not like Pikachu's performance. Like I am a Pokemon fanboy as well, but
You
it
were a
just,
Pokemon fanboy? I had no
like,
idea.
yeah. I started with Pokemon Black version 2. That was my first ever game, and
Mm-hmm.
then I just started to instantly fall in love with all Pokemon. So, but still, Pikachu, I was not very good performance. I thought Groot won, even though I barely even knew Groot. I only watched like the first Guardian of the Galaxies. That was it. That's how much
I
I knew
haven't
about
watched
Groot.
either of them. So basically, in Pennywise versus Joker, it's not one of those beatbox like episodes I don't know what to think about. I mean, it is the most popular episode, and it's the big upgrade in my opinion. But I thought Joker won. It was a lot more catchier, but it felt a little empty, so it was kind of a tie in my opinion. I mean, they both felt like really empty, and I'm not a big fan of their remasters either, so I thought it was a tie. As for episode 4, Patrick versus Goofy, I kind of thought it was another episode that really baffles me, in my opinion. I had no idea who thought won, but I guess Patrick won. I mean, it did fit with his character, unlike Goofy, but we already made like a whole section to this like podcast about Goofy's first beatbox. So episode 5 is like the big upgrade. Like, it's a trend I see in like FMCBBs and YBBs. Like, episode 5 is like the big upgrade to the series, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I know what
basically,
you mean.
in Deadpool versus Deadshot, I honestly thought it was the tie. I really enjoyed both of their beatboxes. I mean, the Deadpool's remix to Look at Me Now, it really fits his character. But Deadshot also had a nice remix, so I thought it was a tie. In episode 6, Batman versus Black Panther, I kind of thought, listen, don't kill me. I kind of thought Batman won. Well, it's because, Black Panthers kind of felt like empty, but Batman had a lot more charm, in my opinion. Sure, people say, well, Robin ruined the beatbox. Well, I kind of didn't really care about Robin, so I
Wakandan
thought
tribe,
that.
fight me. The Wakandan tribe.
Alright, episode 7. Probably the most iconic episode. Thanos versus Darkseid. I thought Darkseid won. Don't kill me. Sure, Thanos did show us how to scratch it, but you know what distracted me about Thanos' design in like the original cartoon beatbox battles? It was his chin was so like wrinkly. It really distracted me. But hey, I thought Darkseid won. His parody of Gangster's Paradise was pretty nice. Anyways, for episode 8, Mario versus Sonic, I really enjoyed it. They both were really catchy. I mean, Sonic's beatbox was pretty fast paced, which really fit his character. I mean, Mario's kind of baffles me. It's like one of those beatbox I have no idea what to think about. But I thought it was a tie. But now it's time to move on to round two. As for SpongeBob versus Deadpool, I thought SpongeBob won, like many people. Sure, people are like, "Oh, he should have brought out the wizard, and he may have won." And I'm like, well, he would have lost no matter what. Heck, even if he brought out that reference, no one would really care about it, to be honest. But I thought SpongeBob won because, I thought Deadpool's was kind of empty, but I thought SpongeBob won. It's really charming, in my opinion. As
And a
for
ball.
Patrick, as for Patrick versus Thanos, I thought Patrick won because the second beatbox really fits with his character. As for Thanos, it baffles me as well. I mean, it's the first episode I really started to watch when Cartoon Beatbox Battles was at best. Basically, were you gonna say something?
No, continue.
All right, so episode 11, Pennywise versus Groot. Pennywise won. There's no excuse. As for episode 12, Black Panther versus Sonic, trust me, this episode baffles me more than Goofy versus Patrick. I honestly thought Black Panther won because it sounded like something. Sonic 2 just felt kind of like empty. One sec, I gotta get some water. I'm running out of breath.
All right.
Got my coolest water bottle right next to me on my chair, next to my TV. Anyways, as for episode 13, Patrick versus Pennywise, the episode kind of baffled me when it first came out. Like, I thought Patrick won because, it fit with his character more. Sure, people say it's repetitive. Well, actually, it's the chorus, guys. I mean, you know what chorus or chorus is. It's kind of like, the song, the part where they repeat. So, it's basically the chorus, guys. So, don't start complaining. But Pennywise Thriller kind of didn't really fit with his character. It could have been a more slow and creepy beat. Kind of like Pennywise 2, but it just kind of didn't work. And, Pennywise 3 was, Pennywise was really out of character in episode 13. If you have a brain, you would know what I mean. And so for the most recent episode, Deadpool versus Black Panther, I thought Black Panther would have won. Don't kill me, please. Trust me. Deadpool 3 felt kind of like underrated. Like, it felt like it baffles me, basically. It's just so bland, in my opinion. But at first I thought Deadpool won, but now I think Black Panther won. It had a lot more charm, in my opinion. So, that's basically all my opinions. But, oh yeah, I forgot to mention one. Terminator versus Cyborg. Ha. I bet you were gonna forget about that one. I thought Cyborg won, no cap. Gotta get my coolest water bottle. You still here, Lawrence? Lawrence? Lawrence! Still here?
Hello. Yes.
Alright,
Okay.
Got any more questions?
Yeah. If you were to go and rewatch episodes 1 through 13, would you change your mind in the voting, or would you have different opinions since you're now more grown up and understanding, or would the opinions stay the same?
Well, basically, most of my opinions stay the same most of the time. But there was, like, a switching point most of the time. Like, I used to like Thanos too, and I thought he should have won. But then I swap it to Patrick. But then Thanos is like non-cycle. Along with episode 13. At first I thought Pennywise won, but then Patrick won. Same for episode 14. I bet that's going to happen with, like, the final round of Cartoon Beatbox Battles. I'm probably going to be there for the premiere. What do you think?
Who are you rooting for in the finale?
I'm rooting for. I'm as much as I hate to say this, I gotta root for Patrick. Because Deadpool's beatboxes are kind of bland, but Patrick has flows that actually fit his character. I mean, Deadpool does have flow that fits his character, but it doesn't have much charm, in my opinion.
So, who are you rooting for in the loser round, if there ever will be a loser round?
I'm honestly rooting for Darkseid. I mean, I'm rooting for Batman. You know, I love Batman. I used to play with the toys all the time. And trust me, I bet
What
he's gonna redeem himself. Trust me, people are gonna be like, "Oh, I think Mario's gonna win because that's the only character I really care about." They probably don't even like Mario. You still with me, Lawrence?
still here?
Lawrence. All
Yes,
right.
I'm still here. Okay, so what's your thoughts on Verboy saying that there's going to be no clear winner for the finale? Like it's going to like epic rap battles of history or video game rap battles.
Well, actually, I'm fine with it. I mean, it's kind of like a mystery, like like when a TV show ends before like they reveal the winner. I kind of it's kind of be like cartoon beatbox battles, but we don't really know the winner. I kind of like it because it can leave people to theorize who the winner is most of the time.
Or maybe, well, actually, the thing is, he's not gonna have a no clear winner until he thinks people are not being biased, or people are just voting, or people are voting fairly. Until then, there will be no clear winner. When do you
All
think that
right.
will be?
Hmm?
When do you think? When do you think people? When do you think Verbal Waste is gonna think? Oh, people are not being biased. People are being fair.
In a bajillion years.
March, are you having a discussion about cartoon beatbox battles?
Not really. Anyways,
You just said verbal ace.
Who are you talking to?
my friend.
He's talking to his dick. I have his dick, okay?
What
I
the
know it's
heck?
talking to- I know it's
This is
talking
a
to penis.
family-friendly podcast. I thought this was a
Oh, yeah.
family-friendly podcast. Lawrence,
Yeah.
sick him. Sick him, Lawrence.
Yeah, he's my friend.
Uh,
He comes for over most of the time.
I don't
He's
swear.
being
I do not swear. I'm a lot more PG.
he's he's being an idiot at the moment. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't step on his toes like that, but at least you're honest.
No. He completely calls himself an idiot as well, so it's okay.
Hmm. All right, what's the next question?
Um, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think of the matchup so far confirmed for season 2?
To be honest, I feel like, Verbal Ace, I like how, like, Verbal Ace is, like, being a lot more unique and like, not just doing like cartoon characters. He's like doing more variety in my opinion. Sure, it's called cartoon beatbox battles, but that doesn't mean like you can't just add like cartoon characters like Mickey Mouse or SpongeBob. At least you're trying to have more variety, like adding superheroes. Trust me, he added a lot of superheroes in like, season 1. And I think that's why people don't really care about those matchups. Unless if you're talking about Thanos versus Darkseid. That's a whole different story. Now I'm having Vietnam War flashbacks. Wait, I said something inappropriate. Now the stream isn't PG anymore. But
Eh,
anyways,
this stream was never PG.
so basically, I feel like I like when like the community has like tries to add more variety. Like, they just don't add cartoon characters. They just like add more video game characters. I mean, I don't hate the CUB community. I think they can be creative, like with the matchup ideas. Unless if you're some people. I mean, some people just want to see Luigi versus Tails soon. So, eh.
What's your thoughts on the toxicity of the CBB community?
Honestly, if people are like being toxic to you in the CUB community, I feel like the CUB community needs to have a fix up because we have like Super Jizzle and not him having fair use and Pac-Man, if you guys remember him, the whole Chris situation, but that drama is over. Super Sam lying and anything else basically. But I'm like, if people are trying to like start drama, just turn off the phones. Turn off your phone, computer, iPad, TV. whatever. Like, take a break, draw, or like go on a walk, or like sleep, or like listen to relaxing music. Don't like get the toxicity in your brain. Just if someone's being toxic to you, just block them and turn off the phone and go on a walk with your dog or something, or get some fresh air at least.
What's your thoughts on bias of people being biased, like bias voting and just people being biased in general?
I mean, it's something you kind of have to deal with. Like, there's always going to be like people who disagree and agree. So sometimes, well, it's a hard pill you gotta swallow, in my opinion. I mean, it's never gonna stop, to be honest. So you just have to deal with it. Like I dealt with it a lot.
What? Okay, two more questions because I'm running out of questions.
All right.
Um, what made you consider? Have you ever considered making a YDB?
Well, let me tell you something. I wanted to make a YBB once I got rejected from Foxy's YBB, if you guys remember that. Anyways,
Yeah.
but only one person joined, but I can't remember who it is. So I tried a second time, but only one person joined again, which made me sad. But once I realized it got more popular, I decided to make a third one. I was actually making some progress. But sadly, that's canceled because, lack of motivation. But let me tell you something. The first matchup for my YBB was J1 Jade versus Delboy. You probably heard of J1 Jade on the previous podcast if you even watched them. And you obviously know Delboy. That was one of the matchups. That was going to be the first episode. And the YBB name was going to be called the Beatbox Wars because it's basically the Beatbox Wars.
Wait, is that one with that was originally with me versus G Hole?
Yeah. Yeah, but that canceled, so no need to make your beatbox now.
Dang it! And
Oh well, but there is always next time. I'm never gonna bring it back anyways.
a follow up question: have you ever considered trying to revive your YBBs, or consider maybe one more try, or maybe just be patient and the motivation might come back soon?
No, I just canceled YBBs because I had lack of motivation to work on them. Because I felt like I kind of ran out of ideas for YBBs. Like, how am I supposed to keep the audience entertained for the whole 7 minutes of the episode? Like, that's kind of my main problem. I don't know how to keep people entertained for the whole episode. This is why Rip Off Beatbox Battles is a very has very short episodes because you kind of rely on that fast pace basically, but in YBs is a lot more slow, but it's kind of hard to keep the viewer engaged basically. Maybe that's why I canceled it 3 times.
Have you ever tried to consider maybe making a YBB and have people audition, so maybe that could be more entertaining than it needs to be, and or
um
maybe have it a unique
oh yeah, I actually thought about that. Here, let
maybe
me tell
even
you. Let me tell you all. So I was one time I was laying in bed and I was thinking about what if I made a series about YouTubers auditioning, and you read my mind, Lawrence. You read my mind, but I didn't get any progress on it because no one would really care about them because people don't really watch original stuff basically. They only watch the unoriginal
maybe,
stuff.
okay. I want you to whenever this yeah.
But why did you leave? Come back, Lawrence. I thought we were friends.
I'm here. I'm just needing to find something.
Okay, bye. I'll be waiting. This podcast is almost an hour. That's 10 times longer than my other podcasts I do. I'm permanently scarred from that time scamp. That's gonna permanently scar me. Did you check in the bed? Did you check in the closet? Lawrence forgot about me. And I'm all by myself. Did you check in the bed? Did you check in the closet? Did you check in the... I don't know the lyrics. Okay, we'll keep you guys entertained. What should I entertain you with, you guys? Here, I know what will entertain you guys. Here, I'll show you something. Here, check it out. It's Chris. Yay, it's Chris. Woo! Oh wait, I forgot. No one likes Chris now. But I drew Peachy Mellow. Here, I'll show you. Yay, it's Peachy Mellow. You guys probably don't even know who she is. Lawrence, you gotta help me out. I don't know how to entertain your fans. Lawrence, come back. I can't be by myself. Lawrence, wake up. Wake up, Lawrence. Wake up. Wake up. Come on, everyone in chat. Say wake up. Say wake up. Come on, guys. Say wake up. Say wake up in chat. No? Really? Wow, you guys are so lazy. You couldn't even say wake up. Like, wow, the audacity to not say wake up. Like, just wow. Just wow. I'm ashamed of all of you. That's a joke, by the way. I love all of you, actually. Not in that kind of way, but I love you all. As friends. Okay, we'll entertain you as well. Oh my god, Trek! You said wake up!
Alright, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, it's fine. But, do you want to end the podcast here because this is about to be an hour?
Nah. So, okay, here's an idea that I thought of. Maybe make it where you will find it where it will give you make it a YBB that you would find motivation, like, it would give you the motivation, would get a lot of people in, like, obviously make auditions, and it would find you and have it, like, give you motivation, like, have, like, give them unique, like, you have, like, a unique introduction to them, like, maybe make the script yourself for the lines, and they can just do the beatbox and they make the lines and stuff like that, and have people help you with the animation so you don't do it by yourself.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but I'll probably not do that anytime soon. But hey, it depends. It depends.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know you should think that over. Now, as for my last question before this stream comes all to an end, would you like to be an animator or an animator helper for my YBB?
Well, I tried to animate a few times, but it ain't very good, but trust me. I use Flip-a-Clip to animate, but maybe if I ever get, like, a good computer, maybe at school I'll use Adobe Animate if I take animation classes. I'm still thinking about it, but I'll think about it.
Alright. So,
You want me to be a
that is,
storyboard art? What?
yeah. I would just send you, like, one of my, like, a line or, like, part of a beatbox, and you can just, that doesn't have a visual yet, and you can just make the visuals yourself, or maybe
So
make the line.
maybe I can just make a storyboard. What, are you asking me to be one of your writers?
No, an animator, like an anime help, like what HYB, basically HYB and CSA, FMCBB.
So a
You know, they have
storyboard artist? Like a storyboard artist?
no. Like they get you give them a scene and they edit or animate it.
I can't animate, but I can maybe edit it. But can you download clips or something?
yes, I can download clips, or to make it easier, you can send it to me as a YouTube link, and I have like I have a thing that can make it into a download thing, so
But
that would
yeah,
be way more
I
easy.
want to tell like the whole audience. If you ever want to like download clips, use Tap Browser. I recommend that app.
If you want to
Haha,
download like a YouTube link, use Y2Meet, a YouTube
don't worry.
downloader.
I recommend Tap Browser because you can download YouTube videos in any quality you like.
Okay,
So,
actually I have one more a question.
all
Have you
right.
seen Have you heard Sticky's? Have you heard of Sticky Event? And have you seen his season 1 YBB?
No, I have not. But I mean, I am in his season one YBB, but I could even make it through a single episode of his YBB. Besides, like me versus Dark Horse, because I was in it, and I was able to entertain myself because I'm so
Wait,
self-absorbed.
wait, you were in his season 1?
Yeah, I'm in his season one.
Uh,
Remember
uh,
TBP
Tricky
versus
Beat?
Dark Horse?
No, it was Tricky Beatboxer versus Dark Horse.
Okay, can we just like end the stream, please? Because I really gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. Well,
And
that'll be it. Okay.
bye,
Would you like to say any
everyone.
final word?
Um, sure. It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and they on you.
Anyway, so that is TBP. To
But where
see.
those good old fashioned.
Anyways, so that is TBP, everyone. See you tomorrow or whenever I feel like it for episode 2 of this random interview where I pick a random. Oh my gosh, TBP. Anyways, so that'll be it for today, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow, and remember, stay positive, be nice to each other, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.